All right, so, glad our guys finished the season undefeated at home. Really neat. A lot of kind of, as you group it together, a lot of special moments through the year here and memories. So glad that we finished off with a win, which is the bottom line to get done. Obviously not pleased with the first half offensively. Very surprised that we came out like that and played flat and got penalties, and so had a drop for a touchdown. So I was pleased that they responded in the third quarter to go 21-0. To kind of pull away in the game was huge. So short week. We got to go to work today after this. To work to get this trophy back. So we screwed it up last year, and so now we got a short week to get ready for that. I think that, we came out of this pretty healthy today, which was a big goal. Maybe second after winning was to be healthy, and especially after last year's getting beat up and playing over, I think, 90 plays on offense a year ago before this game. So good win.
Questions?
Lane, it kind of seemed like 3 of those 5 first half drives was just really a matter of not finishing, but so those being over 10 plays. Kind of, were we seeing some of the more common issues offensively in that first half?
Yeah, the good part of it wasn't like it was just 3 and out. We were moving the ball, and then we'd get a penalty and couldn't finish it. Just trying to create some momentum. Maybe went for it on fourth down when you maybe wouldn't have. So I just think we just didn't finish the drives or put ourselves in bad situation with more holding penalties.
Lane, you guys are perfect at home for the second time in 3 years. What does that say about this program and where it's at?
It says a lot about these kids and where it's come. I think they just said 21-2. So the last 23 games, 21-2 in here. And, the fact you can go that long and remember the games you lost and remember having the ball, not making a 2-point in one of them, and then not scoring in the Alabama game, says that our guys have played really well in here. They've either won or had the ball right at the end to tie or win.
Lane, on Thursday, I think you said y'all had conversations with Dart, and he's planning to come back. I know y'all are still focusing on this season, but what were those preliminary talks like, and when do you kind of bring up that stuff in a season?
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. That was a conversation between me and him, and I kind of got caught off guard, so on saying that, and I made sure right when I left the radio show I said that to him, because that's really not my position to really say. And so when he's ready to talk to you guys about that, he will. But we have sometimes these talks are different nowadays, just trying to figure out rosters for the next year in season, which is very abnormal, just because you got portal coming up and trying to figure all that out, and especially a significant player like the quarterback, you try to figure out, because some other players, come back a lot of times based off of that.
How much stress does that put on the staff to have to re-recruit kids? I mean, instead of just going out and recruiting a new crop, you got to recruit what's already here.
I mean, that's you guys hear me say all the time. We just whatever they make the rules and situations, and as I've said before, it was a disaster putting NIL and portal at the same time, basically together, without having it nailed, and in my opinion, not very thought out. So we've seen some of the disasters that have happened with that. And so it is what it is. We just try to maximize the situation and not ignore it and know that it's there. I mean, I think there's so much involved in it that you can have a freshman make a play at the end of the game, and it goes in your head. You're so happy for him, and you're like, well, that guy's going to get pre-portaled more by other people, after making a play. Just kind of the world we're in.
I know Tuesdays and Wednesdays are kind of your physical days of practice, I guess. Just what kind of changes with the short week as far as that goes?
Yeah, this late in the year, we don't practice very much in this setup of the short week. It's really one full day of practice. So, like I said, we're going upstairs to watch this film, get it over with, and then watch the state game that's finishing right now. We actually this week, for the first time, really started game planning during the week for them, we hadn't done that before.
Lane, just through 2 games, kind of with this reworked offensive line, what have you thought of how that's gone, and do you anticipate maybe getting any reinforcements back before Thursday there?
Yeah, I would think Jaden would be back. So without watching this film, I can't really, give you the perfect assessment. Again, holding penalties and kind of felt big little in the game. And so through 2 games, I'd say it's just been okay. And again, that's a challenging situation. In the middle of a week, late in a week, you lose your right tackle, then you lose the next tackle 3 plays into a game. That's challenging for everybody.
You already mentioned kind of the tale of 2 halves that we had today. Kind of walk us through that halftime locker room conversation.
I just told guys to reset and, really challenge themselves like they're going out to an SEC game. They got a half left here of, come out with some great intensity and, try to challenge them, bring your own energy. They weren't going to get it from other places today, so they were going to have to bring it themselves, to kind of create it.
And then coming out in the third quarter and scoring 21 straight points after that first half, what was kind of the biggest difference that you saw maybe from that first half performance to the third quarter with the offense?
I think just finishing drives and making plays and not shooting ourselves in the foot. I thought the first half defensively, outside of the last drive, we played pretty good. So I think it was just really more of an offensive thing. I mean, I'm not a hunter, but I was like asking them at half, like, did our offense go hunting today? Because it's the first day of hunting. They told me. Buckshot told me before the game. So, because I asked Buckshot, like, is anybody coming to the game today during the walk? He said it's first day of hunting, coach. Probably lost some guys today. So maybe that joke worked that I said at halftime with them.
And then looking ahead to the Egg Bowl, a chance to win double-digit games for another season, a chance to maybe solidify a New Year's Six bowl bid. Just kind of how big is this game for you guys?
It would be huge regardless of that stuff because it's the Egg Bowl, it's your rivalry game. So no matter what, it would be big. Then I think it gets extra big because, losing it last year. And then, like you just said, there's a lot to be at stake to get to 10 wins. 10 regular season wins for the second time in 3 years when it never been done before would be pretty neat. And then get through that and then go get to number 11. All right, guys. Have a good weekend.